Hello everyone, this is Manjula, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science from E-Content Development Center, Majlis Arts and Science College, Puramannur. Today I am here with the topic Introduction to Cryptography. This is a topic included in Computer Network course for 6th BCA and BSC Computer Science Programming under University of Calicut. In this session, we are going to learn about the definition of cryptography and objectives and its various type of cryptography and a simple model of cryptography. After this session, the learning outcome is a student can get an idea about what is cryptography and its various objectives and components for a simple model for encryption and different types of cryptography. Okay, let us move on to our topic, cryptography. First we will see what is a cryptography. The main aim of the cryptography is to ensure the secure communication between the sender and the receiver through network. If an information is accessed by any other third party or an intruder, it cannot be read by them because it is in the unintelligible text format. Only the intended user can read and process it. So let us see the definition of a cryptography. It is a process of converting ordinary plain text called message into an unintelligible text called ciphertext and vice versa, and it is storing and transmitting data in a particular form that only the intended user can read and process it, and it not only protects the data from theft and also it uses the user authentication purpose also. This is the definition of the cryptography. Next we will see the applications. Today in this pandemic period, nowadays all are slowly moving towards the digitization. That is, we are doing all the transactions by online, and also we are now buying and selling through online, that is for example Amazon, etc. So the main application areas are bank transaction, that is we are using MasterCard, Visa card, etc. cards. Next, computer password. For protecting our information, we are normally using in our desktop a password. That is we are using a cryptographic technique for that. And in e-commerce transaction also, for buying and selling, we are sharing most confidential information through it, so it must be secure. So in these areas we are using a cryptographic technique. Next, objectives. For secure communication, there are 4 objectives are there: confidentiality, data integrity, authentication and non-repudiation. Confidentiality means allows only authorized user to access it. That is, the data is sent by a sender that is received only by the trusted receiver. That is a confidentiality. Next, data integrity. In data integrity, there the data is only modified by the authorized person. That is, here it ensures that the data cannot changed in the entire life cycle of. Here it ensures the secure of the data. Next, authentication. And authentication means that it's the identity of the sender. That is, a piece of data belongs to the authorized person. That is, the user belongs to it as a real person. That is the authentication. Last one is non-repudiation. Here the sender cannot deny that the message is sent by his or her not in later case. That is the non-repudiation. These are the four objectives of secure data communication through network. Next topic, a simple model of crypto system. Here in this illustration, a message, a sender sends a plain text that is encrypted using an encrypted key into some other form called a ciphertext, and the ciphertext is passed through the when the receiver receives this ciphertext, that is decrypted using decryption key, and the plain text, it produces a plain text that the receiver can read it. So if a message is passed through this channel, that message is converted into unintelligible text called ciphertext. If it is accepted by an interceptor or an intruder, that message cannot be in the form of readable format. Okay, this is a simple model. The main component of crypto systems are plain text, encryption algorithm, ciphertext, decryption algorithm, encryption key, and decryption key, where plain text is a message or a data that should be protected during transmission. Then encryption algorithm, it is a cryptographic algorithm which takes a input, a plain text and a encryption key, and process it and produces a ciphertext as an output. Next, ciphertext, it is a scrambled version of plain text, that is, it is in the unintelligible text form, that is converted by an encryption algorithm using encryption key. Next, a decryption algorithm. In decryption algorithm, it is a cryptographic algorithm. It performs the reverse operation of the encryption algorithm, where decryption algorithm takes input as a ciphertext and decryption key and produces a plain text as an output key. And here there are two keys. One is encryption key. Encryption key, it is a value known to the sender. Then that sender inputs that encryption key with the plain text and for computing the ciphertext. Next, decrypt key. It is a value that known to the receiver, where in the receiver side, the receiver uses this decryption key for decryption purpose. That's all about the main components of a simple cryptographic encryption system. Next, there are three categories of cryptographic systems. One is symmetric cryptography, next asymmetric key cryptography, next hash function. In symmetric key cryptography, here both the sender and receiver, that is for encryption and decryption, a single common key is used. In this illustration, in this diagram, it illustrates that when a plain text is encrypted using a secret key, then that encrypted message, that ciphertext, is received by the receiver, where that is in the receiver side a decryption option is processed using a secret key. So these two secret keys are the same key. That is, here in symmetric key cryptography, both for encryption and decryption, we are using the same key. The most popular example for this symmetric key cryptographic algorithm is Advanced Encryption System, AES. There are also various types of algorithms, DES, triple DES, etc. Next, asymmetric key cryptography. In this cryptography, we are using two different keys. As a pair of keys are used, one for encryption and another for decryption. That is public key and private key. The public key is used in the encryption side and the private key is used for decryption. In this picture, it illustrates that when a plain text is passed through encryption algorithm, a public key is used. When a sender wants to send a message, the sender uses his or her public key for encryption process. When it reaches the receiver side, the receiver decrypts that message using receiver's private key or a secret key for encryption purpose. So in asymmetric key, there are two keys are used. One is public key and private key. It is also called public key cryptography. The most popular cryptographic algorithm used is RSA algorithm. Next type, hash function. A hash function is a cryptographic algorithm which takes an arbitrary length of input and produces a fixed length of output. Here in this, the hash function is considered as the mathematical equation that takes a numeric input and produces a value called hash or message digest. It operates on a 2 block of a fixed length binary data and then generates a hash code. The most popular example for hash function is message digest 5, MD5 is used. That's all about the various type of cryptographic techniques. Now I am going to conclude my class by summarizing what we learned. What is cryptography? It means it ensures the secure communication between sender and receiver through network. If an intruder accesses that message that is not in the readable format, only the intended user can read and process it. Next we say about objectives. There are 4 objectives for secure communications, that are confidentiality, data integrity, authentication and non-repudiation. And the main components for encryption are plain text, ciphertext and encryption decryption algorithm and encryption decryption key. And last topic, different types of cryptography. In that there are 3 types categorized: symmetric key, asymmetric key, hash function. In symmetric key, a single key is used, whereas in asymmetric key, 2 different keys, public and private keys are used, whereas in hash function there is no key. When compared to symmetric key is faster and asymmetric key and hash function. But symmetric key is unreliable, less unreliable, whereas asymmetric key is complexity more compared to other 2 type. So that's all about our topic today. Thank you for hearing me.